Venus on the anaretic degree of Capricorn, closing in something that has been occurring since 2008. She's going over where Pluto was to conjunct Pluto and close all the cycles of Venus-Pluto, at least since 2008, with Capricorn. Right now, ascendant and midheaven, 29 degrees of the Jupiter signs, Pisces and Sagittarius. Anything to do with women and religion, women and orthodoxy, women and philosophy, women and higher learning, women and debt, women and banking, women and corporations, okay? Women and plutocracy, women and finances, rights to women, financial rights to women, debt and loans and paperwork in women, all of these things, Venus is closing in right now. So we're going to sit, first of all, I'm learning this because as Pluto has already left Capricorn, okay, the cycles, the synodic cycles involved with Pluto still not closed. That means Venus, Mars, Mercury, Sun, Moon, okay? All of these synodic cycles are closing, so the karma of Capricorn is still closing in, okay? And anything that was made to enslave women, all the karma cycles are now beginning to close in. Human traffickers, use of cameras, okay? We saw the diddler, the this, the that. This ain't nothing. It's nothing, okay? I'm telling you, it's nothing. You ain't seen shit, okay? And especially, hidden government, hidden this, hidden that. And right now, the voices that were silenced, coming on strong, okay? You won't be able to silence them. If you have silenced women before, the karma is coming back with exponential interest, okay? If back then it was, let's say, sexual harassment and this or that, now it's human trade, human trafficking, conspiring against the citizens, and sometimes the state, depend on for the context, okay? Create a sex espionage, human trafficking, and medical experiments, medical warfare in people, okay, MK Ultra, all the things. If you thought you got away, and the woman said, yeah, he's lawyer, he's strong, he's this, his government, he's nada. They didn't get you for the sexual harassment, they're gonna get you for the everything and anything and everything that you were afraid that they would get you for, they would get you for. And so, anaretic degree is a closure degree. Okay, it is the degree, if you think about a sign having from 0 to anaretic degree. So 0 is the entrance to the place. Okay, it is the most cardinal, it is the most embodying. Right now, for example, Pluto in Aquarius is going to get better from now because Pluto is just learning the core of Aquarian. Once you master this, you're going to learn this. For example, when Pluto was in 0 Capricorn, everybody understood the thing called corporation, climbing up the ladder, organizational structure. And then they began to work accordingly, and they began to climb up the ladder. Okay? But the 0 degree was the most powerful. Also the crisis is the most powerful because it's like, what is this Aquarian thing? What's going on? And then from now on, it's going to be easier because it's like, okay, that's the arena, that's the tools that for me, that's the tools that work against me, and now you operate. Okay, so now Aquarius with Mercury decan, Aquarius with Venus decan, Aquarius with Saturn decan, Aquarius with Pluto square my Venus, Aquarius with Pluto square my Sun. So those things are coming from the beginning, but the anaretic, the 29 degree, you want to think about, let's say Venus, you have a good friend, okay? You've been together for a decade and a half. Sometimes you go and you finish each other's sentences. They don't need to tell you what they think, okay? You know them that much, you know what they're gonna do, you know where they're gonna go, okay? So the thing is that we have already seen what the corporation, the debt society, all these things, taxation, financial, what they can do. We've already seen all that they can do. And you take all of these strategy into account, and then you speak for yourself. So this is a point where the voices that are being spoken right now, all the gaslighting, all the techniques, okay, they don't work anymore because people identify this. And if you are that Venus or you are affiliated with that, if you know, you know. Okay? It's like, hey, y'all can take my voice, y'all can take my name, y'all can take my freedom, you can take my autonomy, my sovereignty, without receiving such a backlash that you're going to regret the day. Other than the fact that it's naturally going to happen, okay, if women are dead and children are dead and men die by the hundreds, and also the women that cooperated with them. But other than that natural thing, is also women that take the power back. Okay? So now they turn to everything. Venus Pluto is kind of a demolition composed before rebirth. Okay? And so, but right now is more the compost for Capricorn. Composting anything that was not composted yet. Any voice left unrepresented, anything left unsaid. Okay? All the things that were left unsaid, now they're coming to the forefront. And an heretic degree is a deep closure. C'est no more. Signing back. Venus is going to close this cycle and she's going to open a new cycle. Very challenging cycle. You want to see it, Astro Victor. Okay? When you talked about the cycle, the asteroids, what's involved, it's not a simple cycle. We're talking about kidnapping, we're talking about abandonment, we're talking about all of these topics involving women, banking, trying to enslave women. Very challenging cycle. Okay? So I'm not saying, I'm not idealizing. Yes, but we also understand it's going to get better from now because people are going to get it. When it's Pluto, it happens by the masses. It's not a single person pinpointed. And so, with the Capricorn, we are finishing up. So you think about the structure. You think about the fact that if your kidnappers work with the police, okay, you're not turning to the police anymore. And if you tell me, well, you need to turn to the police, if I don't know, they work with the police. You can't tell me to turn to the police. I don't know. It's the Russian roulette. I don't know who am I going to run into. If they work with a secret society. I don't know if it's a judge's secret society, not secret society. I don't turn to litigation because I don't know, it's Russian roulette. They could be a part of this secret society. Okay? Structural, abuse of structure. You cannot judge this technically. Well, if I cannot judge this technically, it means I'm right. Technically, it means I'm right, right? So all of those topics are going to get off the table now. But they're going to get off the table with a giant closure. This means that even though Pluto left Capricorn, Venus is still closing up and beginning a new cycle. Okay? So this is, yes, it's very important. We're closing up with all the authority, government, pyramidal structure, all of those places where we relied on those places, but sometimes these places get notified that they're going to be litigated for crime against humanity, and we know how it's done with Aquarius. It's yes, if you corrupted the juristic system so much that litigation cannot happen there, as the Supreme Court in Netherlands says in Latin, okay, where the judiciary decision fails, unfortunately, armed conflict ensues. And we are aware of the fact that might is not always right? And the fact that it is the nature of the people that they have been in disempowered position. Okay? So with Aquarius, we're talking about the unionization. And we're not talking about the NGOs. Okay? Because, and we're not talking about secret societies either. Okay, when women had to fight to get into the lodges, they can't trust the lodges, right? Even if they're in the lodges. Okay? So, again, might is not always right, and the access to power is not always available. So we start a new cycle where women are going to have to find the power within Aquarian field. And it's challenging. I'm not saying it's easy. It's a very difficult ingress of Venus into Aquarius this year. Very difficult, and Mars is opposing. Incredibly challenging. Women will have to transform their values completely. When we talk about programming, we talk about, let's say you've been a public figure, your husband public figure, okay? And you think, all these whores, what they want from my husband? They are women tortured and torn to sexpionages. And they are tortured, so if they don't hit on your husband, for example, if you don't communicate your husband, they are constantly raped or attacked sexually until they contact your husband. Okay? It's bad for your husband as well. It's bad for you, it's bad for them, it's bad for everyone. But you don't know, you think, oh, these are whores. I talked about the Caitlin Kopak that she thought it was single white women. No, it was men. I know because they tried to do that to me. Fuck. And they tried to make me contact with her husband. And I saw he has a wife that does astrological magic. I said, okay, what is this? What is this business? Maybe I can, I don't know, use that magic to combat, okay, what they try to do to me. I don't know, somebody shapeshift and try to make it like I will open a sphere and crystals and whatnot. Really, really weird things. So of course I contacted Caitlin, but in the beginning I didn't know what it is and where it comes from. Okay, and also very honestly, I didn't know if it was not Austin, but I felt like he doesn't know me. Okay, so where would he know me? Apparently, she worked on fertility talisman, and that Ido Nevo guy, I know for sure, has harmed my fertility. That Itamar Yaron as well. They do witchcraft against fertility of women from the lodges. Okay, so now when I know this, I understand. And I gave her the names. Okay, so of course she thinks like she doesn't know if I am wanted to tarnish their name, or I don't know. Okay, but this is a shift of paradigm. Because and I'm not saying that there are not single white women or single women that want to, I don't know, take off all you got. Again, it exists. It's not that it doesn't exist. But sometimes it's these places from the lodges try to pit women against each other and isolate women and say, oh, this woman, she wants to take your husband, your business, your this, your that. I was like, no, it's not a woman, it's the lodges. But that woman is kind of probably sitting wondering like, what the fuck is going on? Is it her husband? Is it this? What is going on? Where is it coming from? How do I combat it? I cannot contact her. I don't know what to do. So let's try to work with the talismans, okay? Then you see it's a fertility talisman. Oh, of course, they target fertility, and they targeted this woman and that woman, and anybody that tends to fertility. Especially holistically, okay? If it's not confiscated to slavery. So we're going from, if you think about juristic, people got divorced, okay? Let's say the man cheated. Or maybe they sent the sex espionage to the man. Now the woman, you cheated on me, lost the house, lost the this, lost the that, okay? Now men are afraid. I don't know for what to say, okay? But it can also happen to women. So think about all this deeply Venusian Pluto, the hidden things. You think, oh, this woman doesn't respect herself. Well, little do you know that she tries to be present in her body, but she's constantly raped unless she acts this, she does that, and she tries to to stop the rape. Same with men, by the way. It's not just women. So, Pluto, Venus is the hidden aspect. What's underneath the surface? Okay, people tell you, oh, cover yourself. Then you know what? That they were raping, so that you will cover yourself, so that when you are in human trafficking and you wear a burqa, then nobody will recognize you, so you cannot even ask for help. You have no name, no face, no this, no that, okay? It's a part of the rituals of slavery. Okay? So they say, oh, what you're wearing is because of that. No. That is you see, if I think back to, since 2008, awareness of women, what you wear is not the point, or what it is not the point, da 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 da. But the thing is that it's not just that. It's that there was a genuine attempt to make women cover themselves, so to be like Afghanistan. Also, I saw the astral sexual assaults, and then people say, turn to Jesus, cover the mirrors, stop watching pornography. Now I'm saying most pornography is human trafficking. Today, most pornography is human trafficking. I know, of course, feminist porn, feminist this, there will always be that exception. But for today, for most, is human trafficking is made for sex espionage as well. So it's not about, you want to stop watching porn, okay, you will get better orgasms because you train for your body. But it's not the point. The point is that that's not the solution. They try to make it, it's nothing wrong with Jesus. It's nothing wrong with Jesus. But if they say if you don't follow Jesus, you get raped, it's not Jesus, right? And you can't do this in Jesus' names, or in Muhammad's names, or in, I don't know, Moses' name, whatever. And so, right now on this Venus, hey, Venus in Capricorn, she releasing from a trine to Uranus, better per se, and coming to meet Pluto and be transformed. And so there are a lot of things that, even though some of you are feminists or some of you are climbing up the ladder, organization, you didn't know. A lot of things you didn't know. Okay, for example, I had no idea they have planned to make it like Afghanistan. I would help people to see what the red flags, also for men, because there were women acting this way as well, of what they call the narcissistic abuse, and like it's the same pattern. I remember I said about it, Amar Yaron, that psychologist. I said it's like a Ford, but how Ford manufactured their car, it's like, I didn't know it's MK Ultra. Okay? For Ido Nefo, I said it's like Robotrikim, which is robot, with the robot and the human. With back then, okay, for the musician, Chris Red, I said it's something like the man and the machine, and trying to, but what is the man and what is the machine? Okay, and back then Neptune was in Aquarius. And I had no idea. Okay, now they say this AI that imitates people. There are a lot of things that we still don't know. So I was just thinking about this, and I'm like, the fuck, they all act the same. The Alice in Wonderland programming, okay? At least I think I know at least two men that had this programming. One is that Ido, another, yes, I'm not gonna say, but there's another thing between us. You give a chance to exit the cult. You give a chance to do this. You give a chance to, you inform, okay, for the institutions, for the this, because human trafficking and those crimes is crimes against humanity, okay? It's punishable by death for a reason, okay? This is horrors that are punishable by death for a reason. And it's important to give for the notification, okay, you will be held accountable for this. Because people sometimes, they don't think, they accept something. They obey something, they accept something they don't know. Yes, we are at those times with the Second World War, with the French Revolution, American Revolution. Yes, it is punishable by death, okay? People blame people for sending to them something where it's actually returned to sender, okay? So this is why when you do return to sender, say known and unknown. Unless you have evidence, okay? If I stand in front of my market and ask me if I sleep with my mom, and then it follows me, when I'm with my mom, follows me with the car. Okay, when we get to the apartment to catch us, but what do you think will happen? Okay? For psychologists tell me you are not safe here, you are not safe anywhere. I know, okay? So to some people, okay, for that either Nouveau person is beyond anything. But like, that guy is like, I think he's a clone of Aleister Crowley. gonna say what I say, okay? Anybody to be harmed by this energy, including the sphere and sundry, okay? I help you with the backfires. This is all I can say to you. That guy's a clone of Aleister Crowley and with all the malefic things around it. I'm sure we will find stuff as well. So, and that Itamar Yaron wanted to compete with him, to be worse than him. I'm like, haven't penises suffered enough? I mean, you get yourself erectile dysfunction, you won't be able to do anything. Bad for the blood flow. Anyway, this is what we see right now. And I find it kind of, when a transit occurs, then I find it, Venus ingressed to the 29th degree, it was on 28 yesterday. And I find this one to be very informative of what we are to be expecting when other planets reach this degree with Pluto in 0 degree Aquarius. So we're having a Mercury Kazimi now. We are refreshing our communication technique, and it happened in Sag. So we're both informed, and we make big steps in terms of our communication, okay? We say words, we name things, but it beliefs, connection between practice and belief. Okay, for example, Christ consciousness, wunderbar, okay? Raping people astrally and saying, cover your mirrors, cover yourself, turn to Jesus, crimes against humanity, human trafficking. Because then if you will be raped, you will be blamed that you get where the cycle is. Okay? Jesus, wonderful Jesus, love Jesus, great Jesus. Kept doing that to people, crime against humanity. Same with any religion, or atheism, or church, or satanic church. Okay? What to do so it won't happen to you? This is premise that is controlling. This is creating a problem and then providing the solution. If you do that and that and that, we won't rape you. Okay, what do? Crime against humanity to the guillotine. First of all, you don't rape me, then we'll talk. Also astrally. First you don't rape me, then we'll talk. It's not I do something so that the rape stops. I do something, I litigate your crime against humanity, or I will murder you to make the rape stop, right? Legit. By any means necessary. First you stop raping. That's it. No justification for rape. This is Venus. We're going to be having Mercury. Think about trade, credit frauds. If you had a multi-card in Israel between the years at least 2005 and 2006, you may have been subjected to a credit fraud. Okay? I walked away from doing that to people and eventually resigned. You're subjected to credit fraud. You were told, now I'm setting your מסגרת אשראי, okay, for Israel, I'm setting your credit fund, or עכשיו אני מסדירה לך מסגרת אשראי של 400 שקל, okay, I'm saying that in Hebrew for the Hebrew clients, Hebrew speaking clients, okay, so now it's 400 shekels. When your monthly return would have been, when your credit activity would have been 4,000, so think about 400 euros or dollars, when your activity is 4,000, 6,000, 5,000, 10,000, depending on your credit, okay, what you do with the credit, and the next in interest. Now you say that at the end of the conversation, well, this is not informed consent. Never been, never was, never has been. There's no rationale for me to post this, to say this. Not informed consent. It's not. It's soft skull. It's not standing jurisdically. It's not standing. Okay, this is a credit fraud. Okay, I know Netherlands are like, get the flying ears because they have so many. Think about the 1100. But it's a time to litigate. Taki, what did he expose? As no lawyer office in entire Netherlands represents only victims of sex offense. Or at least it does not represent sex offenders. As no There's no lawyer office that does not represent the sex offenders. He could not get a lawyer because of that. Exposed that. He said that. Okay, not dumb. He didn't want to go babysitting. So he represents himself. Okay? Now, yes, he killed some people, including Peter R. de Vries. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, forget it. He put him on a hit list, so we cannot not blame him. But we understand that it was not a gun, right? It was not a structure of Tach. It was different health-related structure, okay, global one. So we're gonna get the Mercury. Mercury and the anoretic gonna do the same. Gonna close in for since 2008. Closing all the synodic cycles of Pluto and the Mercury. Why? Because it's on the anoretic and Pluto is still 0 degree Aquarius. Sun, the same. Moon, the same. Okay? And full moon, we have a couple of cycles until Pluto leaves that degree. But even because of the conjunction, even Pluto is going to be 1 degree, 2 degrees, we're still going to have the aftershocks. Okay? So anybody thinking, oh, we're going to use the science to oppress people, you better bet you don't want to. If we're going to use camera in the school on people, you better bet the people that grew up to the Templars said they couldn't stand in it, or fake for a notion of that thing, you better bet, because the guillotine is set. You want to kidnap children for human trafficking and use cameras on them and get them used to, because what they want to teach them to try to have a sex with each other. And with adults, on cameras. That's what it's for. And if they disobey, they're punished severely. Okay? So the guillotine is set. And it won't be able to hide because you put the cameras there, right? Okay? A mission aborted from, enslaving humanity mission aborted from the get-go. Then we're going to get Mars. Now Mars has some time because Mars is doing the opposition right now. Mars is like, hey, remember Hiroshima and Nagasaki, so let's talk about Hiroshima and Nagasaki. How do Japanese treat women today? What is this thing with young Japanese boys sticking finger up each other's ass? Where did this come from? How it ends? Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Don't talk about America. Okay? Kamikaze is good. But if you mistreat the women, it will not be successful. A yin, a yang. Eh? The sky that punishes the land was this mandate of the heaven, be it Mao Zedong or we the people. This is China. But Japan is not a stranger to those teachings as well. Okay? United States did this, United States did that, United States. How did you treat women? If you were not trading women, it would be very difficult for United States because the women would tell you, I sensed, I this, I that. You know, for that to send me. I remove sexual assaults in astral. I get for all the things that he did to try and team me up for this, okay, Peter de Vries, to assassinate him because he was running for. That doesn't mean Peter is the same. That's not what I said. But you see how when a woman is honored, she feels everything. I felt when he tried to shape-shift for the sun energy. I said, fuck it, no, I warned the sun. Okay, now, again, I'm not saying he's saying, I don't know him. If he did things that are karma for it, they will take the karma. But I'm not playing a part in cooperating with this because if I'm raped, it means that it's not karma for the Vries. Right? Where a raped woman cannot use to put karma on anybody. But if he continues on for, I'm not saying continues on, but if any such tendency for, to work, both the light, both the dark, and be compliant with the human trade and stuff like that, and then would be from another place. But I'm not taking part in this. Okay, I'm not going to persecute someone when I'm tortured and I'm raped, right? On the contrary, I'm going to say that everybody must be able to heal, must be able to speak, must be able to recover, okay, to tend to that. So you see, when a woman honored, she can warn you, okay, she can warn you, hey, this and that, conspiring, hear the names, this and that, conspiring. Look at the energy, check for yourself. Okay, I had a friend, he would come with different energy all the time. I say, you spoke with so-and-so. I say, how do you know? Well, you have their energy. They are depressed, now you are depressed. Here, take a kyanite, a blue kyanite. Okay, we wanted to save the world with a blue kyanite for a while. He had the problems with instructor. I said, here, take a blue kyanite. Became good friends. That instructor sexually harassed him, yes? Man to man. Still, they did this. But he noticed when I was in academia, he said, I'm afraid you're going to be sick if you continue there. Okay, and I saw, I'm getting sick. I have to fuck out, because at first he thought I'm happy there. Okay, he didn't see. He said, why are you not spending time with us? Why are you not with the kids? There's a lot of draining of the energy. So you see, when there's a good connection, when women honored, men honored, it's good connection. Sometimes a man explained to me things I had no idea. Plan to enslave humanity, who thought about such a thing? Okay? To make people be like Afghanistan. Who thought about such a thing? Okay? Even that little guy. Okay, he said, no, it's about power. They have comedy around being bad to women and enslaving women. And so, unfortunately, he took place in this comedy because he did the two. Okay, for the darkness, for the light. But you see, even that person exposed of what the plan was. It's from him that I know this as well. So by the time I heard this from Trudy, I was like, okay, yeah, that's like, now I get why, because it's the cloning and so on and so forth. So Mars is still doing the opposition, but what it's also going to do is going to be, you better tend to the opposition, because once it's going to do the closing conjunction, how to say, it's over. So that would be the correct time. Again, about Japan, if the women knew, if the women were not mistreated, they could have told the men. But if men don't listen to women, same in Israel. They didn't listen to the female watchers. What happened? Invasion, 7 October, puff. Very simply put. Okay? Palestine, I don't even talk about their relation to women is not so good at all. Also the Christian ones, okay? Because they try to play, the Christians always have their nose up. They're like, those Palestinians, those Muslims, those How your relation to women? How do you treat women? Okay? Maybe a tiny bit fraction better. Okay? But that's important to note as well. Okay? It is true, insider information. So this is kind of a closure for that Venus cycle, and also teaching for us that, hey, the Capricorn stuff is not over yet. We're still closing up the synodic cycles with Pluto.